Hey guys, so you might have seen a video we made recently talking about the animals being killed in the Higashiyama Zoo during World War II. And interestingly, we found ourselves at that zoo this week, and next to the elephant enclosure we found this little display. Now, we've been at the Higashiyama Zoo before. We hadn't noticed this display before, whether it was just because we're more alert to it because we've been speaking about it recently, but just off in a corner somewhere there was this display that it described what happened during World War II, and that's depicting the zookeeper there trying to stop the soldiers from killing the animals. And it described the story. This was all in Japanese, so probably people that couldn't follow the Japanese might have missed out on what it was about, but there was a little bit of a description elsewhere next to some pictures that might have helped. The title might have given a bit of a hint, but not much. The story of Makani and Naruto, the elephants, right? So it's really interesting. It's a fascinating story, and interesting getting it from the Japanese perspective, you know. And then there's these little artifacts here that were from the time that the elephants used to use and play with. And some pictures from the time as well, around the 1938. So those elephants did actually survive. That was the happy part of that story. They did survive, and they survived until the early 1960s. But the other animals in the zoo were killed. So if you haven't seen that video yet, we'll put a link underneath. But later on in the day, we actually found ourselves up on this hill, and it's actually up on the hill near the tiger enclosure. It overlooks the elephant enclosure, and just up here in the trees, in a quiet little spot with no one around, we found this. And it's actually a memorial to the elephants, and there was some fresh flowers there. There was 4 or 5 bunches of fresh flowers and coins that had been left there as well. So isn't that amazing? Here we are 70 years after the fact, and as we mentioned in that other video, this story is really close to the heart for a lot of Japanese people. They seem to really feel this story. So obviously enough that some people, when they visit the zoo, bring flowers up here and leave it up on this memorial to the elephants. Isn't that amazing? 70 years later, or 50 years after the elephants died, but 70 years after the big story. Quite moving, that was. Quite unexpected and quite moving. Anyway, there it was. More videos coming soon.